What I learned from being divorced. Had to wear my cowboy hat for this one. Woohoo! I learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot. Number one thing I learned was family first. Family is so important. The covenant of marriage, the covenant of family is a sacred unit. How I could do things better is some of my dominant thoughts. Taking responsibility for my family, digging deeper into my spirituality, taking ownership of my own dysfunction, really putting the onus on myself as the man of the family without necessarily being too hard on myself and beating myself up either. But I see how important family is. It's helped me understand the dysfunction of society so I can help all you guys a little bit more. If I had to do it differently, I would say that, and my research shows that being a virgin for women helps, or less than 5 partners will definitely help to keep the family together. I think men, it's a little bit different. Sorry for the double standard, but that's just the way, a few of the things are rolling out statistically wise. Getting your finances in point, getting your immediate family, if they're going to help support you, aunties, uncles, grandparents, some form of support, because postpartum depression kicks in pretty quickly and the doctors will help you get on medical drugs for the rest of your life because of that reason, especially thyroid medication. Also, understanding and not abdicating your responsibility to the state, whether that's hospitals, schools, really understanding how society works and, why, what were the challenges to keep the family unit together. And so if I had to do it differently, I wouldn't do it differently because I wouldn't have learned this. And I'll be creating my, online program to help people with any of these pitfalls. But my divorce has helped me dig deeper into my own spirituality, to my own mental and emotional makeup and mental and emotional health. It's made me be better with my physical health, getting my mind right each and every day, having gratitude, understanding, forgiveness, building on the virtues of life has helped me want to do better. I could have looked the other way and just gone out and bought a Ferrari, right? I might still do that. But in the meantime, I'm digging deeper into my own self, into my own spirituality, to my own understanding of life and how something so precious statistically ends in misery for the majority of human beings on this planet. 75% of marriages end in divorce in 2.5 years. 2/3 of all marriages end in divorce. It's very rare to see a family stick together. What does divorce do to the family? What does it do to the children? Even though everyone's entitled to their divorce. In fact, in the state of Arizona, it's a no-fault state, meaning anyone can break the contract for any reason at any time. So what's the point of getting the contract? So my advice to people out there is don't even bother getting married. Understand the covenant of a family, of having children, and start from there. But the marriage, the piece of paper from the state, to me it's useless, or it's a great tool for misery. If you want misery, then go get a marriage license. Get married with the state if you want misery. Parenting tips on how to keep your children away from peer pressure. Number one, get them into some type of extracurricular activities or sports that are going to build their confidence. Ballet has certain levels of poise. My son plays hockey, it could be soccer, so that they have proficiency in excellence, right? Building a skill and getting better at. The addendum to watch that as well is with the ballet and the girls' extracurricular activities, watch out for body dysmorphia and elements like that and speak into that, which leads me to tip number 2. Speak truth to your children and build a lifestyle around natural health. Exemplify and teach your children what it looks like to eat natural, farmer direct food. If you want true beauty, it's going to come from a natural lifestyle. How to sleep properly. Children need a lot of sleep to develop their brain, their mandible, their bone structure, and they need powerful nutrition. They need foundation principles, all the 9 pillars that I put in my book or on my checklist on my website. They need sleep, they need hydration, they need movement into their body. So building a natural lifestyle so they have dominion over their own biology, physiology, and psychology. And finally, talk to your children about the tough subjects, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, so they don't find it from some TikTok influencer that's completely out of balance, or they're getting their information from the pimp or the drug dealer. That's not what you want. You want to talk to your children straight about the biggest conundrums that are out there in the world, the pitfalls that they could fall into. So they're coming to you for advice. When you speak truth to your children, they have a better understanding of what the truth is. When you're living that with a natural lifestyle, they can't be penetrated by bullshit. Was there an event in my life that made me change the way I think about life? Yes. Every day, my life changes, and I think about life differently. And how can I optimize peace and harmony, rhythm and flow, humility, kindness, gentility, to self first, and then how can I radiate that out into the rest of the world is my prayer, using gratitude and forgiveness. And I am here to tell you that I get caught up in my own negativity and my own bullshit, my own anger, my own impatience, my own dark side each and every day. And that helps me recognize what I don't want and start moving in the direction of what I want. And I've been working on some of this stuff for 20 plus years. And it breaks my heart and makes me dig deeper when I don't reach my goals of perfection. And I like to stay out of perfection. I'm not that type of neurotic person, but I do choose to have mastery in this lifetime. And when I don't have that, and when I get the opposite of that, it helps me reflect back into that which I desire, which is peace and harmony, which is mastery, which is dignity and grace. My dark side that shows keeps me on the track each and every day. How has being a father changed my life? It changes my life every day because I choose to have excellence in my life, and that my children and my children's behavior is a reflection of me and my own personal development and spirituality. If I see any kind of dysfunction or upset inside of them, I know that I have a better job to do. And the great thing is I've invested a lot of money and time in their education. I sent them to a Steiner school, Waldorf education. I had a water birth with my son. I chose not to inject them with the poisons from the hospitals. And I see the glorious effects of that on my children. My children are super intelligent. They know how to apply their intelligence. They are athletic. They are healthy. They are svelte, right? They have good musculature. They're both talented in dance and sports, and it's a direct reflection. So always remember, if your children have behavioral issues, look no further than the mirror. You are the sum total of your creations, right? And so don't abdicate your responsibility to medical drugs, ADHD drugs, diagnoses from teachers that don't understand and they're entrenched in the systems of drugs. Because once they start on these drugs, there are always toxic side effects. In fact, read the side effects printed on the drug manufacturer's website. And there, lo and behold, you will have many of the behavioral issues or the metabolic issues that your child is dealing with. Navigating the terrain of nutrition and what's commercially available and what their friends and their friends' families have. Even when I was in the park with my children early on, and people would give them junk and garbage, packaged, day glow, sugar, chemicalized crap. And I would say no. And that would offend a lot of people. But tough shit, because now I have healthy children. And so being a parent has taught me excellence and has brought me back to my own spiritual development every day on the day. And I am so grateful for the opportunity and the realization. And I'm grateful for my children. And I'm grateful to build a legacy with my family. And so I have so much to say about being a dad and the reflection it has on me. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a parent. It is a sacred gift. Thank you. Tips for going through a divorce. Well, if the paper's not signed and you're just thinking about it, I'm here to tell you family first. Cut that shit out, especially if you have kids. If you don't have kids, and then you can just chalk it up as a bad decision, then go ahead, get the divorce. If you do have kids, try to stay together as much as possible. If you've gone through the divorce and the papers are signed, then it's time to look in the mirror. What was it? What is your responsibility for attracting magnetically that person into your life? If you don't learn the lessons that your partner provided for you, then your next relationship will reflect back to you the same thing. Relationships are a sacred mirror. They're showing us where we are at. Now look at the virtues of the other person and those things that you are attracted to, and know that that is what is also inside of you. The darkness and the negativity is also what is inside of you and what attracted the other person. So use the divorce, use your relationship always as a sacred mirror. And if you don't like your results, use your physical mirror in your bathroom to get the new results. Take the time to go through the pain that you've created in your life and learn from these lessons spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and where could you have done better? And go forth in that direction. Take all the responsibility and onus on yourself. And let me say an addendum to this one too. So if you are in an abusive relationship, physically abusive relationship, you also get to look in the mirror and understand, yes, this person has a problem, but how come you didn't see that coming first on? What is it inside of me that I need to heal myself so I don't attract this type of abusive person into my life again? Again, taking the responsibility and doing the deeper work. There are no mistakes, and everything provides us a learning experience. I'm not advocating violence or advocating, toxic relationships. What I'm saying is the mirror is always reflecting back to us exactly where we are. What inside of me needs to heal to attract the perfect mate? Find someone that can serve and give. And that's included with me and what I can serve and give. And so I think there's a lot to be said with relationships and love. They're all a reflection of us. And so if we find ourselves blaming and pointing the finger, know that we have to look inside ourselves. At least that's where I'm at. I look at my failed relationships and see how I could have done better. But yeah, find someone who's going to definitely put wind in your sails and going to love you no matter what. Because let me tell you, when the honeymoon period is over, the shadow likes to come out and play. And if you're not interested in dancing with the shadow, then don't even bother getting married. And that goes the same in business.